what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, as you can tell by the title, the ZL1 did break. It's currently fixed now, but it did break. That's not clickbait or anything. It was not like a small break either. It was pretty big boo-boo it had. So yeah, let me get into that after I go over with you guys some of the mods that I did to it before it broke. So let's do that real quick. Alright, so first thing I did was I blacked out the Chevy logo in the front and the rear. I just used Plasti Dip on it, and I know Plasti Dip gets quite a bad rap, but I think this came out pretty good, to be honest with you. It's not like, I don't see any major orange peel, and it's held up for about a month so now. So yeah, I mean, I think it looks good. A lot better than the ugly Chevy badge. I also got the front license plate off. I hate front license plates. Yes, they are required here, but I haven't had a front plate on my car in like, I don't know, 6 years, and I've been pulled over a couple of times for something other than that, and they have never said anything. So yeah, I took it off. Obviously there were holes drilled into it, so I got those these little bumper plugs. They're paint matched to the actual factory paint color, so that's just how it's gonna look for now. It doesn't bother me too much, but eventually I will be getting those like professionally plugged in the front bumper repainted. But for now, I think that looks still better than the ugly, gross front plate. Alright, so then the second thing I did, I blacked out the side markers, the front and the rear. The front used to be like orange and the rear is red. Now they're just black. I actually first like did some VHT spray on the factory ones. It didn't turn out very well. I had quite an amount of orange peel, and when I was spraying, it accidentally fell over, so I had my fingerprints and shit on them. So yeah, they looked kind of dungy. So what I did was I just bought these cheap ones off of, like, I think I bought them off Amazon for 30 bucks. And can I get it to show? No. Anyways, the front ones have like yellow lines and the rear ones have red lines, so it's not like just completely black and useless. I'm sorry I didn't film any of this. I was going to, but I was like, this isn't really that interesting, so I just decided not to. Alright, so then the last thing I blacked out were the taillight bezels around each of the taillights. Those I actually just pulled out and sanded and then spray painted, and I think they came out really well. It was only like 20 bucks. No, it was probably like $10 to do, and like an actual replacement of that is like 50 bucks online. I was like, I ain't fucking paying 50 bucks for that small piece of plastic. So yeah, I went ahead and just sanded those and then painted it, and I think it looks a lot better. And and then the last modification I did, which I'll give you guys a sound clip of. So yes, this exhaust actually is dual mode, or maybe, I don't know. I don't think it's dual mode. It's more a valve. It's a valve exhaust. However, to open the valves, it's not like your normal cars where you have to like change an exhaust mode or a drive mode. The valves will stay closed. I think somewhere, what I was told was like below $3,000, no matter what mode you're in, they'll just stay closed. And then when you get above that, that's when they open. So what I did, there's a fuse in the trunk. If you pull that, it makes the valve stay open all the time. Let me see if I can get you. This lighting is not very optimal. Oh, hey, there you go. Now you can see the lights. So yeah, that's what it sounds like. It's probably not going to sound that loud to you guys on camera, but it definitely did make a difference. I have a full actual sound clip of me like revving it and giving it some beans, so I'll put that right here. So yeah, that's what that sounds like. So other than that, the last and final mod I did, which is a very small one. These are all small ones I just wanted to take care of because it was bothering me. On the interior side, I went ahead and blacked out the Chevy badge right there. That's just an overlay, but I think it looks pretty good. So, yep, that's all the mods I have done to the ZL1 for now. Just some small stuff. So let's go ahead and get into how this thing broke. Alright, so I took the front cover off. I did actually have that. I don't think I shot a video of the engine bay when I first bought the car, but this is what it looks like. There wasn't a cover, so I took it off. So yeah, what happened was, I don't know if you guys remember in the first video I said I was going to take it to get the isolator swapped out for a solid one, and then get the brake swapped out for a reinforced one. So I did do that. I did that like immediately, scheduled an appointment, got it all swapped out, and for about a week and a half it was running fine, sounded fine. Then randomly one day I started hearing this rattling coming from the engine bay, and I was like, oh, what the fuck. And so I popped open the hood, and I have a sound clip of it, so this is what it sounded like when it was running. And so that was after a solid isolator was already installed. That's normally people tell you that's because of the factory spring-loaded isolator, but that one I had in there was solid, and it was an Eaton one, so like it wasn't a weird off-brand one that's like a piece of junk. So I was like, oh my god. So I took it back to the shop, and I don't know what caused it. To this day, I don't know what caused it. Some people say that when the isolator is installed, that the bearings can get damaged. I don't want to put any of that blame on Peterson Performance and Repair, because I don't even know if that's like how it broke or whatever. So I'm not blaming them at all. I don't have any beef with them. Don't blame them. Maybe it could have happened, but I don't have any way of verifying that, and you know, sometimes shit just happens. So I took it back to them, and they're like, yeah, it sounds like the bearings inside of your supercharger are out of whack. And I was like, oh, great. So what they ended up doing was they took off the supercharger for me, like completely bare. Lid was off, all the fuel rails were off, everything inside of it was gone. And I went and picked it up. I got it in a big plastic tote crate, wrapped it up in bubble wrap, and then I shipped it off to DC Porting and Performance out in Wisconsin to have the whole supercharger rebuilt. So it's got brand new snout bearings, case bearings, oil, everything inside is completely redone. The rotor pack is still the same because that was fine. It didn't have any damage or anything. But yeah, shipped it to him to have it rebuilt. He shipped it back. I had the return address to the shop, so I didn't have to like pick it up or anything. I just went straight back to them. They slapped it in, and now it sounds fine. So this is a sound clip of what it sounds like now. So yeah, before it sounded like some horses were galloping through the wind, and now it sounds like a kitten's purring all day long. So sounds good now, sounds healthy. It's been running fine. It's been about a week now since I've had it back, and it's been running pretty good. So yeah, that was quite a pricey job. I was not expecting to pay, unfortunately. It cost me $700 to have them remove the supercharger. Then it cost me like $200 to ship it to DC Porting and Performance. Then that cost me the rebuild. He rebuilt it and then sent it back, and that cost about like $600. That was rebuild plus shipping. And then it cost me another $700 to have them reinstall the supercharger with all the gaskets and the fluids and stuff. So yeah, that's quite a lot. So oh well. Definitely sucks. Definitely would have preferred to have that money go towards like mods, but it is what it is. Hopefully nothing else happens. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, that's what happened to the ZL1, but now it's back, and hopefully don't have any issues, at least in the meantime. So real quick, let's go on a quick drive. I want to show you guys some updates and some different stuff I found about the ZL1 now that I've been learning about it for my past month or so of ownership. Alright, so some neat stuff that I found out about the ZL1. I've been trying to figure out these drive modes and stuff, and there's some like controversy on it online for what each mode actually does, but there's more than just these two. So as I understand, and I was told, Sport and Tour, these buttons right here, these are for your adjustable mag ride, and so this only changes that and like your steering. So Sport will stiffen it up and make the steering a little bit tighter. Tour does the opposite, loosens everything up. But if you press traction control once, you have traction control off. If you press it again, now you're in the performance traction menu, and as you can see here, there's multiple ones that I have. So right now it defaults to the first one being 2, and to change that, these now become like menu buttons. So this one will go to the left and this one will go to the right. So we have wet with active handling on, suspension mode and Tour. Now we're in dry traction, active handling still on, suspension modes and Tour. Then there's Sport 1 for traction, active handling still on, suspension mode Sport. And now we're in Sport 2 for performance traction, active handling's off, and then suspension mode's still in Sport. And then the last one is Race. As I understand, this turns like everything off, so this is full balls to the walls mode. So I've been playing around with it for a little bit. I don't think I'm making enough power to really tell the difference, to be honest with you. I mean, I definitely tell the difference between like when I'm in the Tour modes versus the Sport modes. But between like Sport 1, Sport 2, and Race, I don't really feel that much of a difference. But I mostly just go in Sport 2. Someone on Reddit told me that that's like their preferred mode, so that's what I've been doing. And then also, so here obviously you have drive and you have your paddle shifters and stuff, and if you shift it back into M, I thought that this was like full manual mode, but if you shift it into M and not touch the paddles, it actually shifts into Sport transmission shifting. So it'll actually hold gears while you're ripping on it a lot better than it would in drive. I didn't know that. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a quick little drive in this and get some first POV pulls and see if I can get you guys to hear the exhaust. All right, let me go ahead. I'm gonna roll into it and then just stomp on it. Yeah, man, she's quick. I mean, she ain't no slouch, that's for damn sure, especially stock. 580 horsepower. And you know, it's a little bit harder up here in altitude to make power, so that's why a lot of people boost. So it'll be a lot easier to make more power off of this thing. I don't know if you guys can hear the supercharger whine. It is pretty faint. It's kind of hard to hear sometimes, but once I install like an intake on it, it'll definitely be a lot easier to hear it, and it'll definitely be more audible. Obviously I need a cat back as well, and headers. This thing's pretty quiet. I mean, it's louder than it was before when I first got it, but overall it's still pretty quiet. As far as like comparing it to the G8 handling wise, this thing is way better in every means. Even with the coilovers on the G8, this thing just feels way more planted, especially in the different suspension modes. It's pretty cool I can be able to tweak that. Now I do know that these tend to fail, these mag ride shocks, so we'll see how that goes and how long it lasts. It's gonna be a while before I actually mod this thing. Right now we're trying to buy a house, and while I have a VA loan that requires 0% down, you still may need money for closing costs, and that can be a good 10-15 grand right there. My realtor's trying to see if when we do buy the house, if they can get seller concessions to go towards that, but I'm still trying to just save up some so that I don't have to you know, worry about that. So car mods right now, Jesus man, stay over the fucking line. Car mods right now are not my biggest priority. I will say that the G8 felt more aggressive than this. I think that was just with the transmission tuning though. Because with the G8, it would kick down a gear lower. Sometimes on this, when I'm rolling, I want it to kick down in the first, and it'll only do second. So maybe that'll be fixing a tune or something. I don't know. This thing's definitely way smoother than the G8 though, so I don't really want to compromise that. The G8 first to second and second to third shift sometimes are super clunky, and I did not really find it comfortable all that often. All right, let's do a quick dig here. Yeah, you can definitely get this thing to spin the tires though. The G8 would not. See how it's holding the gears? Yeah. Shift it back in the drive and then it'll shift back down. So yeah guys, I think that's all I have for you on this one. I apologize for the delay. Like I said, I'm not really too focused on the ZL1 right now. I'm just trying to save some money, so don't really want to put more into this until we have our house stuff situated. But I appreciate everybody for watching. Hope you find this entertaining, and I'll go ahead and catch you guys in the next one.